Awesome. Cool. We are all systems go. All right. As usual, I'm not playing music, so you can play whatever sounds good on your end, so feel free. Let's just take a nice bend. Stretch the arms up. Take them down. One more bend. Let's take them down with a little bit of a bend in our back. Take those arms up. Stretch one side and then the other. Up to the ceiling. And then both up. Take one arm down. You can leave it on your hip for some support. Bend over to the right side. And up. Take the other arm up. Stretch it out. Let's take our arms and swing them out and back. Take them out to the side. Rotate towards one side, so we're getting a twist in the spine. Send it to the center. Rotate to the other side. Notice I'm keeping my hips facing the front. I'm not moving those with me, just my back. Awesome. And let's just get our heart rate up a little bit before we get on the mat. Since we don't all have to be chill Pilates classes, let's do some marches, high knees. This is also a good moment to get the core engaged as you lift each leg up. Let's pull down as we lift. Again, we're just getting the abs woken up and adding a bit of balance. And we are going to roll down and then come out into a plank. So I'm gonna move the camera again down so that it will show once we're on the mat. So we're gonna roll down, thinking our head to our chest and then vertebrae by vertebrae. Legs about hip distance apart. And when you get down, let yourself hang for a second before we go into our plank. Take your knees, make them soft. They should not be, locked. Give them a little bit of softness. Move those arms around. Feel the weight of your body pulling you down. And now we're going to gently walk our hands out to a plank. Make sure that make sure your shoulders are over your wrists. Make sure that you have your body in a straight line and that you're not sinking, nor are you up here, that you're in a straight line. If you need to put down the knees, you certainly can. We're gonna hold this plank. And we're just gonna rock forward and back on our toes. If you're on your knees, just stay where you are because you can't really rock on your knees. But we're just gonna add a little bit of movement to this plank. Let's take one foot forward to the outside of our hand and take a nice stretch. We're going to send it back and take the other leg to the outside of that hand. Check in with yourself. Make sure that you've got the weight distributed on both parts of your hand so that it's not all stressing your wrist, that you've got some on those fingertips as well. Awesome. Come back to your plank. And let's take those knees down and come into an all fours. A little more waking up of our body. We're gonna arch and round. A little cat and cow at your own pace. Awesome. Take a seat back for a second. We're going to go into our backs. We might do some more plank stuff later, but I want to give our wrists a bit of a break because we just were on them for a while. So we're going to come onto our back. So maybe you can turn that into a little bit of an ab moment. Let's roll back with control. You can have your legs straight, which is a little harder, or you can have them bent, which is a little easier. and roll down one vertebrae at a time until you find yourself on the ground. Super. All right. So we are going to start with an exercise we've done before in this class. It's a virtual class. We're going to start in tabletop. So take your legs up to that position. And then take your arms in line with your shoulders above your head. Notice also, I've mentioned this before, but notice your shoulders and how they are sinking into the mat. Because if you were standing, you might have a tendency to have them out in front because we slouch all the time, but notice how they are against the mat and how that might feel different than your normal posture. So just a little tidbit. What we're going to do is keep our head on the ground and take one leg out at the same height and then bring it back in, and then the other. And we're going to take either one of our hands back or both, which is a little more challenging. So we're adding a counterweight, and that will be sort of the ab challenge here. So we're going to send either both arms back, or you could send just one. And while we're doing this, we're really holding our core nice and tightly. The leg is staying at the same height as the other one. You can see I'm not going down, but the arms are coming back each time, and the lower I take them, the more of a challenge it'll be. So keep holding that core nice and tight. So this is sort of like our version of a crunch that doesn't require you to engage your neck in the whole experience. So we will do some of those too, but it's nice to mix it up. Keep holding that core nice and tight.
I just feel like it's impossible to do the same thing.
Keep going. I'm just going to mute everybody. So here's some background stuff going on. Okay. Awesome. Keep on going. Sorry about that. Wait, did I mute myself? No, I did not. Okay, perfect. Let's do 4 more on each side. 2 and 1. Come on down. Take a quick rest. Pull those knees in towards your chest and give yourself a little bit of a hug and a little bit of a free back massage. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Great. So we're gonna bring our legs back down to a typical position for push-ups. I mean, not push-ups, crunches. I'm so sorry. English is hard for me today, apparently. We're gonna take our hands and we're gonna bring them up along our legs as we crunch and then come back down. You're not using them to, like grab you up. They're just kind of going along for the ride. So we're just doing some very traditional, regular run-of-the-mill crunches. While we're here, make sure that you're really squeezing and holding those abs nice and tight. And let's lower and lift with the same control. So be careful to not just pull off after you hit that summit. Keep it on going. Truth be told, I haven't done this exact type of sit-up with the hands up probably since 5th grade when we had the fitness test. I just had a weird flashback of like doing this so many years ago. Let's keep going. Again, make sure that you are coming up and down with control and that you are breathing. And exhale as you come up and inhale on the way down. We're gonna do 10 more. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. Hopefully you feel some engagement there. take a quick rest. All right, we are going to do some work for our obliques. So take one leg up, my ankle is just crossing right above my knee. If you have weights, can of tomato sauce, et cetera, and you want to use a lightweight to add, you certainly can. If not, you can just use body weight. Take your opposite arm under your head to support, and then you're going to reach up and over that, towards that foot. So we're going to be tilting up and a twist. Make sure you get that twist, because that's what changes it. Otherwise, you're really just doing more crunches. So make sure that you do have that twist towards the side. And again, you want to control both directions, the concentric and the eccentric, as you go up and as you come back down. Keep it going. We'll do a few more and then we'll switch to the other side. We're going to do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Take that leg down for a second. Give yourself a moment. And let's get ready for the other side. So I'm going to put my ankle right below my knee again. Same situation. Opposite arm behind the head. If you want to grab a weight and have that as you go up along for the ride to make it harder, you can. Or you can not if you don't have one or don't want to. So again, make sure that you're twisting up and to the side. Also check in. Do you feel your back arching? If so, make sure that you press your belly button in towards the mat to reduce that arch and not put a strain on your lower back. So a lot of things to think about as we go up and twist. Make sure you're still breathing. Good job. You got more in you. Keep doing your best. We're going to transition, I think, after this into some bridge stuff. So that's just a mental heads up. What's coming up next? Let's do 8 more. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down, take a second, let those abs marinate. That sounded a little weird. Sounds like we're making ribs and those are our abs. But yeah, just give yourself a second. Recover. All right, we are going to do some glute stuff. Okay. Another option moment here where if you have weights and want to use them, you can feel free and put them on your hips. If you don't, you don't have to. If you happen to have a band, such as one of these lovely guys, and you'd like to use it as well to add some resistance, feel free to put it right above your knee. If you have none of those things, that's okay. You have yourself, and that is good enough. So we're going to take our feet down, hip width apart, and we're going to rise up into a glute bridge and lower. And then after this, I may take this off because we will do some of our monster walks that engage kind of the abs and the glutes while we hold up there and switch our legs. But for now, let's focus on the bridge. Today, let's focus on articulating up and rolling up and down on the spine. On Tuesday? Yeah, that's when I taught the other Pilates. We thought about going straight up and down flat, and now let's think about articulating up vertebrae by vertebrae. So it's a subtle difference, but it will change how the exercise feels. You may be feeling some fire in your glutes. You may not. I have extra fire because I am using a band. So let's do a few more. And again, if you wanted to use weights, you would be holding them here on those hips. Roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae, and peel up. Roll down and then peel it back up. Let's do 8 more. Check that your weight is distributed on your whole foot. You might have a tendency to maybe pronate one way or supinate and have your feet either like this or like this. Check that they are, fully on the floor, spread the weight evenly. All right, so it's our last one. I'm just gonna take this off because I don't think I can lift my leg with this. So on your last one, stay up, and then we're gonna be holding ourselves up using our ab strength while we hinge from the hip and have our weird sort of, I don't even know why I call these monster walks, but our weird monster walks. So keep those hips up, keep them squared, and you're hinging from the hip while still using your strength to maintain this up. Woo, keep it going, you got it. Let's do 8, 7. I'll stop counting because you guys can count. I'll let you know when we're at 4. 5. I lied. I guess I told you at 5. 4. 3. See if you can still keep those hips up. I know it's hard and you might want to drop them. 2. Last one. Woohoo! All right. Hold those hips up and gently roll down with control. All right, that was fun. Said maybe me and no one else, but that was fun. Shake it out. Woo! All right. We are going to come back up to our planks and do some plank stuff. So let me check the time. All right, we have 10 minutes. The 30 minutes goes by super fast because I didn't really teach 30-minute classes prior to COVID. Another thing that is different. So we are going to come to our plank and we're going to take our knees and bring them in towards the center. So we're doing this with control. We're not doing like a mountain climbers for cardio. Instead, we're gonna take it slow and bring a knee across towards the other elbow and then send it back. Knee across towards the other elbow and send it back. If this feels too challenging, you can hold a plank with here or you could send it down. Really get that twist of the leg towards the other side. That's doing your obliques. And then we're gonna shift it in a second and do some more fun stuff here. So many options for planks. So let's do one more on each side. And now we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do a spider leg where we take it to the outside. And again, if this is too much, feel free to just hold the plank if that feels like a good challenge for where you're at right now today. This one might get the heart up a bit depending on how fast you flow through this because there's a lot of movement going on here. Let's do a few more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take those knees down, and let's sink back into a quick child's pose and just take a little rest. Because we deserve it. Before we move on to the next thing. All right, awesome sauce. We are gonna do some side planks. Yay, says I, and probably nobody else. Again, cool. So today, we will do more traditional side plank because this is not Pilates, so I will not let myself go in that direction. We will take a side plank, and remember, you can be on your knees, as long as your hips are raised. You can be on your elbow and have your feet up. You can have one here for support. You can also have a high plank. So you pick what works for you, and we're gonna hold the plank and then go to the other side. So pick your plank. The goal is to keep your hips up. So whatever iteration of plank suits you, feel free. If anyone feels crazy and likes to lift their leg, you can also do that, but obviously not required. Whatever floats your boat. All right, so here we go. So we're gonna hold it. Here's where the music you guys have is gonna make you very happy. And I'm just gonna pretend I've got my music going on. I was listening to hip hop earlier while doing some work, which was fun. Keep holding. We're gonna pulse up with the hip. Whoops, sorry, up with the hip. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. We'll do the other side. Make sure your hips are stacked also. I know you can't see because my premise shirt is very baggy, but you want your hips to be stacked one on top of the other when you're on your plank. Cool. Let us mosey to the other side. Get ready for whatever version of plank you have decided upon for today. And we're gonna do it. So send yourself up, stack those shoulders, stack those hips, make sure those hips are up, hang out, rock out. I have my window open, so I'm listening to the construction sounds outside. So there's a building that's been being built for the past few years that they're almost done with, but lots and lots of stuff happening. Let's keep holding. And we're gonna pulse, here we go. So same thing, still stacking, but pulsing those hips up and then returning them. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold that plank, hold, hold, come on down. All right, no more planks for today, so awesome. Shake it out. Let's take our legs to one side. The way your knees are pointing, grab that arm, lift it up, take the fingers out, stretch over to one side. You should definitely feel a nice, delicious stretch because you just utilize those muscles to hold yourself in that plank. Come on up. Let's switch over to the other side. Take the other hand up. Walk those fingers out while you bend and stretch over nice and long to the other side. Super. All right, let me see how we are on time. Okay, we're gonna do one last ab exercise, and then we will probably move into stretching to wrap up class. So let's come on to our backs. And we're gonna take our legs up to the ceiling. And we're gonna lower them as far as we can with control while we're able to support them with our abs and not arch our back. If you feel your back starting to arch a lot, don't go that low and work on building the core strength. So we're lowering and then raising at your own speed. And this will put us in a good spot to stretch out our glutes because we're already on our backs. So we can just move into that stretch after this. And it's about control. So don't worry and be all competitive about how low you go. There's also no one to compete with because we're all alone doing this in our respective places. Just focus on control from the abs on both the down and the up. Keep it going. This is why I shouldn't teach with my glasses at times, because then they fog up. It's always fun. Let's do 5 more. See if we can do just 5 more. And make sure you're breathing. Last one. Take them down. Let's first hug them to our chest. And roll around a little bit. Awesome. Let's take one leg down, stretch the other one to our chest. We'll do glute stretch in a second after this. Maybe roll your ankle. Let's give it a moment to move. Send it on down to the side, the front. Take the other one, bring it towards your chest. Take a second and give yourself a lovely ankle roll on both directions. Send it down. Let's take a quick minute and bring our arms above our heads and just feel the length in your body from fingertips to the tip of your toes. Just notice how long you can make your body in space by really lengthening. Just enjoy that for a second. We're going to bring our legs back to having both feet on the floor, spread on the floor, legs hip width apart. And we're going to put our ankle back on our knee again, except this time instead of doing obliques, we're going to just stretch out our glutes. So grab the other leg on the thigh, pull it towards you. You're going to feel something on the leg that's on top, or closer to your face, basically, not the foot that's further from your face. Let's get ready to switch. So we're going to take our legs back down where we started, other ankle right on top of our knee on our thigh, grab the opposing thigh, and then the foot closer to your face again. You'll feel that in that particular side on the glute. And hang out. Take it down. Let's gently roll ourselves to our side, push ourselves up to seated, find ourselves in a seated spot, roll the shoulders back, sit up nice and tall, send those arms up above your head, send them down. One more, bring them down. Thank you all so much. Before you sign off, let me just double check how many we have because I have to give a count. Okay, we have 6. Thank you all very much. Have a great long weekend. Have a good time, whatever you can figure out to do these days. Like maybe a beach towel on like a park grassy area and pretend there's water. But have as much fun as you're able to, and we'll see you guys next week unless you're doing anything tomorrow, because I think there's still class tomorrow. But check Frances's email, because I don't remember. So definitely check her email.
Thanks, Julie.
Right. Thank you, Julie.
Bye, guys. Have a great one.
Bye.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Stop recording.